So what I've got here is a kind of a hodgepodge rifle. It is a old Noveske N4 lower and a Geisley upper with a Criterion 12.5-inch barrel and a Surefire War Comp. B5 system stock. Love these stocks, and a Hogue grip. Currently on my setup on this rifle, I've got an Aimpoint T2 with a DBAL-I2 from Steiner, and today I'm going to be switching this setup out to run the Lead and Steel Promethean LP1. This is a nice little optic. I have run this for a little while on a different rifle, a 16-inch rifle, but I'm putting it on this one today. We are going to be installing this along with this I2 DBAL onto a A1 diving board accessory mount, and then putting it all together on the new rifle. So let's get started with the disassembly of this current setup. Just so everybody knows, the rifle is empty, no magazine, no bullets in it, all good to go. So I've got my T27 wrench that comes with our setup. Remove these bolts from the A1 mount itself. I think I'm going to be able to leave that tape and plug in the same spot. So pop that off. I'm going to set that aside for now. So now I've got the old mount set up, the old A1 mount set up. This is a very, very early prototype. This is not the production model anymore. What I'm going to do is just remove the DBAL on this. I'm going to leave the the T2 on this mount. Set it aside. Easy enough to just remove that from the diving board itself. Set these screws aside. So now I got the old setup. Put that over here. I've got my Promethean. I've got a Picatinny A1 625 mount here, which works great for any of the Vortex, the EOTechs, anything that clamps on that way. And then I also have a fresh A1 direct DBAL accessory mount here with the upgraded dovetail. Some new screws, and let's get going assembling this and putting it together. So first, I'm going to get me some fresh screws for the DBAL itself. I'm going to put the DBAL right here, get it all lined up. I don't have any blue Loctite right now with me, but I typically would put blue Loctite on these screws just a little bit to hold them in place, to give it that little extra security. Oops. Grab my 30-second wrench here that comes with our accessory mounts. Now these screws, they are proprietary to each hole. Okay, so there's a longer one that will go on the back or towards your optic, and the shorter one that goes in the front. It's pretty obvious that if you have them switched around, they won't work, because one screw will be sticking out way too far and one screw won't be sticking out at all. The reason why we did that is to beef up that security and that strength here in the accessory mount itself. So I'm just going to hand tighten this right now. That's pretty good. Then I'm going to take the accessory mount and I'm going to slide the dovetail in on the bottom here. It's a nice tight fit. That same wrench will work for the tapered plug that is in the bottom of the accessory mount, and when you tighten that down, what happens is the accessory mount dovetail interface into the A1 mount, it just ever so slightly separates, and it acts kind of like a jam nut. So you just crank that thing down nice and tight. No movement at all. Let's see, my caps are loose, and this is an older DBAL, but nice and tight, no wiggle at all. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the rifle itself. Use the wrench, the T27 that comes with the A1 mount, plug that D-ball back in. And on here, I'll just take the wrench, line it up with the bolts. I'm going to get it hand tight for now. Now we recommend, get a lot of questions on this, we recommend about 55 inch-pounds when you mount the A1 to the actual upper receiver of the rifle. Now, we joke around here that we do somewhere in the neighborhood of 180 foot-pounds. Don't do that. But with the combination of our stainless steel thread inserts and these IP27 bolts, if you do the math, you can do up to 3 times the torque before it will damage and pull out. So I usually give these a couple good wrenches just to get it nice and tight. It's probably closer to 65, 70 inch-pounds, but I have not had any problems at all with doing that. You can use your Torx wrench, which I've got a fat wrench here by Wheeler, and this is at 60, I think this is at 65. Yeah, 65. Yeah, so I'm in that 65, 70 neighborhood right now, which I have no problem with. So now I've got the A1 mount, the diving board, accessory mount, and the D-ball mounted. Next, I'm just going to take the Promethean, unlock that, line that up. I usually like to put, for me, I always like to put the optic right over the mag well. That's a good neutral position for me. I've always done that, very comfortable with it. And lock this right on there. Everything's nice and tight. Check the reticle. I have just maybe a 1/4 occluded optic in the bottom of the window. It's very minimal. It's almost negligible and hard to even notice. But as we all know, shooting red dots, whether it's on a pistol or rifle, any type of occlusion, if we know how to properly shoot them, we should be fine. So this is a setup that I've wanted to change over to this 12-inch for a while, and I really want to continue to run this lead and steel LP1 through the paces. We do shoot a lot of night vision, and this is going to be a really nice setup for that. So if you have any questions, please comment below, reach out to us, but we look forward to more of these setups here in the future. So thank you.